Shot down and he was barely 31. Another woke coward took a life with a gun. He left behind a wife and a daughter and a son. All he did was try to speak for all of us. And I'm so tired of the hatred and the narratives. The patriots ain't dangerous, woke people are the terrorists. They shot and killed the father, sent a message to Americans. They ain't gonna stop until they bury us. Dear Charlie, I don't know if you can see us now, but if heaven has a window, I sure hope you're looking down. Cause we ain't going quiet, we gon' scream your name loud. And you're gone, but I swear to God that we gon' make you proud. We ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men try to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us, the system is failing us. We're good men die for the things that they say. And I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day.
Anyone who has been on the internet knows that there are countless posts from people who say the most depraved things that are offensively opposite to what many others may believe because this country provides them the freedom to do so. So, why was the freedom of a man who touched so many lives in a positive way assassinated because people didn't like what he had the same right to speak? Let's talk about it. Amidst the endless commentaries concerning the recent senseless murder of Turning Point USA's co-founder Charlie Kirk, many have been speculating, or perhaps more accurately, placing blame upon that which they believe is the causal root of the undeniable uptick in political violence we are currently seeing. Now, as I agree with the majority opinion expressed that our politicians' continued usage of extreme hate-filled rhetoric is beyond a doubt instrumental in why there exists so much violence within the political theater, I also believe that that is only a branch of what the root cause truly is. You see, from those specific things and people I have witnessed be consistently and maliciously attacked, I've come to discern that which I believe is the one thing actually being targeted. That specific thing, which I believe to be what it is that these attacks are attempting to destroy. And what is that one thing? Well, it is the one thing that extremists fear more than anything else because it is the one thing that exposes the delusion they embrace as how they validate their attempts to redefine reality. Yes, that one significant, powerful thing is truth. Allow me to use but one current example amongst many to make my point. As we have all witnessed, we live in a time where many liberals want us to believe that despite what established, proven scientific truth reveals, a man can become a woman or a woman can become a man. These liberal extremists, liberal politicians, and liberal media outlets demand that we discard all proven biological evidence that defines actual truth so that they can create a false reality whereby they can both believe their own delusion and force the rest of us to accept it as well. Well, truth opposes that by completely removing any and all arguments that support the delusion. Truth is the mortal enemy of deception, and as long as truth is widely accepted, those who peddle lies know that they cannot relay the foundation of reality. This is why I believe Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Charlie Kirk would not cower away from revealing truth. And look, just like the rest of us, we know that Charlie Kirk was not a perfect man. I'm sure that he had his faults just like the rest of us do. I've personally witnessed times in his discussions with college students that he would say things to purposely humiliate the one he was debating. But I also understand that during those times, he would be accused of being any and every vile thing a human being can be. So in such an environment, who wouldn't take a jab back at times? That's just being human and something that we all would do if we were in his place. Still, it is evident that he was a good man, a good husband and father, and a devout Christian. It is clear that he had a heart to have continual dialogue with others for the sake of exposing truth because he, like so many of us, know that having truth as the foundation of our belief system is the path that best leads us in our lives. He knew that truth always protects us from being led into deception, especially organized deception. The understanding of that is why so many activists, politicians, and media organizations like CNN and MSNBC with self serving agendas will always peddle lies to keep you from knowing the truth. Think about this. If these liberal extremists, politicians, and media personalities aren't afraid of the power of truth to expose lies, why is it that they do everything they can to avoid revealing it? Why do they always edit clips just to avoid the true context of the whole? Have you ever wondered why it is that the people who promote truth are those that are mostly attacked? I am convinced that this happens because there is no argument that can denounce truth. And the more people that speak the truth, the more these extremists know that they cannot win their cause to lay a false foundation of reality. Charlie Kirk proved that repeatedly in his debates. Have you also ever wondered why it is that despite there being so many religions in the world, Christianity is the one religion that is solely targeted by liberals? Exactly what is it about the Christian faith that sets it apart from all other religions, whereby it is relentlessly assaulted from those on the left? Well, I can answer that in one name: Jesus. You see, of all those who stand for the truth, Jesus Christ is the standard. He is the expressed revelation of truth. It is historically undeniable that every measure of what our society has been built upon and that which defines truth, morality, and decency has come from the biblical teachings of Jesus. This is why leftist extremists vehemently oppose everything connected to Jesus Christ. This is also why they hate Christians more than any other religious group. Because they know that they cannot publicly justify their attempts to redefine reality when others both know and stand for the truth revealed by Him who is the author and definer of all that is true. Once again, this is why Charlie Kirk was targeted. When he opened himself up to conversing with others, the foundation of all that he discussed was based solely upon truth. And when truth is expressed to us through the presentation of evidence and fact, then any deception we purposely cling to is exposed, and we have to come face to face with the reality that we cannot defend the darkness we want to hide in to self-justify whatever it is that we want to believe. Because truth cannot be disputed, the only response that those who want to continue to self-justify existing in their deception can give is anger.
Why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? What is affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
Creating this unhinged anger in those ignorant of actual truth is the weapon liberal activists, politicians, and media outlets use as the arm of their attack against those who stand in truth. And this is exactly why these liberal leftist politicians and leftist media personalities purposely fuel the anger of extremists who only want to hear from those who will continue to deal with them outside of truth. They know that these mindless followers will do the assaulting and attacking of those who speak truth for them to hopefully scare these people into silence. You see, I firmly believe that Democrats work tirelessly to hinder the work of the Trump administration in doing the right things in immigration control, in creating fairness in merit-based hiring and school administrations, in teaching our children actual educational curriculums and not social justice, in protecting our children from gender transitions that they simply aren't mature enough to understand, and in protecting female sports and spaces from the invasion of those who are actually male, because they know that the attainment of these right things will only produce great results because truth doesn't fail. And they are afraid that if those in their party who buy into their rhetoric would see that doing the right things work, then their party would lose all credibility because it would be exposed that they don't really stand for what is actually good and true. a thing that has actually been happening as more and more people are leaving the Democratic Party because of how consistently the party reveals just how deceptive, intolerant, and untrustworthy they really are. As is also revealed in how polls show that the Democratic Party has the lowest approval rating ever within their own constituents. Because of all the things Charlie Kirk stood for God, family, truth, and because the effectiveness of his speaking the truth was transforming many lives, he was too great a threat to those who understood that their greatest enemy was the power of God's truth to bring about goodness and positive change to as many who would listen. I mean, let's face it, there is no advancement as a society without the embracing of actual truth. There is no advancement of personal betterment without the embracing of actual truth. So, as we remember the vile, senseless assassination of a man who gave himself to the mission of loving others enough to deal with them in truth, let us all rededicate ourselves to carry on that mission. Let us first and foremost place upon ourselves the requirement to live in truth, through which we would then be able to deal with others in loving truth. Allow me to end by saying that as a Christian man myself, I strive daily to never forget my own personal need to embrace God's truth towards my life, so I hopefully will never not find myself lacking before both Him and others. May the lives of those like Charlie Kirk motivate us all to be bold enough to be people who both live and speak truth, because without the acceptance of truth, we will never be the best versions of ourselves, nor will we ever be effective in our love for others. So, those are my thoughts. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy this type of content, please take a second to hit that like button, as that is very helpful to me. And of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell, as that will ensure you'll never miss a new video. Lastly, for those of you who have already subscribed, thank you very much for your kind support. And if you haven't subscribed, it would be a great help for me to grow the channel if you would just take a quick second and hit that subscribe button. Well, that's it for me today. As usual, I'd like to say thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and may God bless you and yours always. Until next time.